Hey guys, welcome to another Nerdvana game review. This week we're going to be going over War Thunder, a free-to-play MMO style flight game. It's a flight simulator. It actually did win a award for flight simulation, and it is mainly based, I want to say after the 1940s, but before the 1960s, roughly, or somewhere around there. And let's just go and dive into this real quick. Now, a lot of people are going to say that the only way to play this game is if you pay. Basically, it's one of the, in order to get the better equipment or whatever, that you have to spend money. And those people are jackasses. You don't actually have to really spend anything on this game. Again, it is free to download, so if you have your Steam client, all you have to do is go down there and download it. First thing that we want to start off with, you actually start off with 5 different countries, of course. There's the Japanese, the British, the Russians, the Germans, and then the Americans. With each different country, of course, you start off with different planes from that country. So if you start off as the Americans, you start off as the pea shooter, or the other pea shooter, or even another pea shooter. But as you go on playing, you'll end up earning what are called silver lions, which is kind of the main currency of the game. And with silver lions, you can actually expand your docks to have, or your docks to have more crews. So you can buy up to 2 more crews to have a total of 5 planes. You can also purchase other planes. So if we go into actually our research right here, this is just the listing for American planes. So it goes, pretty far in. Got the Lightnings, the Liberator, the Bearcats, the Catalinas. I mean, there's a lot of planes. There's a lot to choose from. And again, you don't have to go out and spend money on this. I don't know where the hell these people are getting the crazy idea that you have to spend an outrageous amount of money in order to get these planes. Again, as you play the game, normally you'll earn silver lions, and with your silver lions, as you level up, you'll be able to buy these. Kind of like this. I can order this one. It's 350 silver lions. Look at that. I didn't spend anything. Put it in the service with the same thing, silver lions. And look at that. I spent 300 silver lions. What? No. It was roughly about, I guess, 1,000. 1,000 silver lions, and I earned 5,000. You go through the tutorials, which I don't actually want to go through the tutorial. I've actually already done mine before. Now, another neat thing is if you go down here, you can also check in on your planes, and as they level up, or as you get more kills, you'll unlock more things like fuselage, or radiators, compressors, airframes. You can build up your weaponry as well, so you get better offensive weapons. You can also get, depending if it's a bomber or not, you can also get some bombing equipment to strap on there, so you can have the option of torpedoes, or just regular bombs, or just take off the load instead and make the plane a little bit faster. Now again, you can expand down here your crews, but you can also train your crews. So if you go in, and remember guys, if you're using a regular plane, it'll be basing off your pilot. If you're using a bomber, I would recommend putting a few points for your crew into your gunners as well, because your gunner is going to be the guy sitting in the back getting shot at. You want him to have good accuracy. And there's various different things that you can actually advance here. It's keen vision, visibility, G tolerance, stamina, and vitality. So how much, your pilot can withstand worth of G tolerance. You're going to want to put a little bit of points in there so that he can recoup a lot quicker his visibility. You want him to have a better visible range, keen vision. When shooting, you want him to be more on target. And you can expand on your fire accuracy, your fire precision, G tolerance, stamina, and vitality for your gunners. Again, I do recommend you expanding on that if you plan on flying one of the bombers. Another thing is the ground service down here. If you go and check, you can actually up this, and what it'll do is if you can land your plane safely at the base, they will repair it and they will resupply it with ammo. So if you build these up, it'll reduce the speed on there, which helps out a little bit. Now, whenever you go to land, one thing you have to be very careful is be sure to drop your landing gear. You drop your landing gear by using G on the keyboard, and be sure to reduce your speed below 250 meters. I want to say it's 250. Otherwise, you will just scrape across the ground and probably explode. Now again, you don't really have to purchase a whole bunch of these silver lions or whatever it is. I actually want to demonstrate how easy it is to get some of these the currency real quick. So I will go ahead and hop into a match and then drop out of it. And the matchmaking actually does not take very long. And the battles are actually rather quick. I want to say the longest battle that I've been in was roughly about, I don't know, 20 minutes or so, and that's only because the timer ran. But, alright, and one thing about the battle is the 5 planes or the 5 crews that you have down here are the ones that you can use. Once one of those crews or one of those planes is destroyed during the battle, then it's no longer usable. You can't use it anymore. And if you run out, then you basically go into spectre mode. Alright. I'm going to use one of my light bombers just because he's got front and rear gunning, and he does have the ability to drop bombs at the same time. So, but let's see, actually see if you notice there, overload on the G speed. So, again, if I had a higher stamina or vitality, that would probably be a little bit easier to deal with. And actually the recovery on my guys is built up, so if you notice, whenever I corrected myself, it went back to normal. Now here, while you're flying around in your gunner, you can actually switch to different views hitting V. And this is my gunner view, which balances out, and then this is the bomber view, so that I can drop the bombs. Whenever you switch over to your gunner view or your bomber view, your plane will automatically correct itself and try to stabilize so that it gives you the best possible positioning for you to fire. Let's go ahead and go in here. When using your bomber as well, be sure to use the floating reticle. If you don't use the floating reticle, basically what ends up happening is you end up missing your target. Actually, let me just go ahead and demonstrate what I mean about losing your planes here. And I'm just going to go ahead and kamikaze straight into one of these vehicles that's going along the ground. Now that I've lost that plane, I can no longer use it. It is no longer accessible up here. Alright, so now I'll go ahead and take out another one of the planes real quick. And one thing that I did want to mention, I don't know if this is a bug or, simulation, whatever else. I'd like to attribute it to simulation, but I want to say it's just actually a bug. And that's every now and again, whenever you're being shot at, your cockpit might take one or two shots, and that might actually knock out your pilot. Or it might knock out your gunner, depending on where it hits. So if it hits, behind you, near the gunner, then it might knock him out. And again, I kind of want to say that's simulation, but I'm afraid it's a bug. And the only reason I want to say it's simulation, that's because, the planes back then, yes, they're planes, they're built to last and everything else. But if you think about it, the weaponry that was being used against these planes to take them down were made to put basketball-sized holes, if not bigger, into the wings. So something like that hitting near your pilot, I could essentially see him being knocked out by something. But it could just be the fit. It's really shoddy. I don't really know, but it could be one of those bug fixes that comes along later on. I'm already getting shot at by these AAs. And the controls are actually rather simple. W to increase speed, S to decrease, A and D tilt left, tilt right, right mouse button, you can zoom in, left mouse button, if you had a gun you would be able to fire. But yeah, let me go ahead and quit this now. Again, this is just gonna show how easy it is to gain some of these silver lions. Return to hangar. Alright, so I really didn't do much in there. I literally flew around and crashed my plane into things. But I still managed to make 700 silver lions, which generally is enough to upgrade a few little things here and there. Now, the one thing that is kind of annoying, and I didn't experience in this game, but some of you may out there, is people ramming into you. And it is annoying, but again, it is one of those tactics that was used during the 1940s war, at least World War II, in that expansion of history, by the kamikazes, and, it can be explained that way, or it could be explained with the fact that people were just asshats, so. But regardless of whichever one it is, it's there, you're going to encounter it, get used to it. It happens in just about every single game that has multiplayer, so, sorry guys, I mean, I don't know what you want me to do on that one. Now, one neat thing is this is a beta, so they are planning on expanding to ground forces, armies, and to watercrafts, so fleets. You will be able to, sooner or later, have a ground force and or a fleet to maneuver around with, which would be pretty fun. I haven't seen anything as of yet, but hoping it comes out okay. All in all, I would probably give this game about, I don't know, 7.5 out of 10. And that's just because, again, there are some things that seem like they're bugs. They could be simulations. I don't really know. But again, it is a fun game. It's free. Can't go wrong with free. As I always say, though, go download it. Go be the judge for yourself. Worst case scenario is you end up enjoying the game, you leave it on your PC. Be sure to check out some of the other stuff that we have posted up on the channel. Enjoy, guys!